Hey guys, George here, and today I'm going to talk about the Hurricane Irma, or any other hurricane that's around this area. There is no funny things other than I got a bunch of these glasses to use, funny glasses to use at every video that I make. But today, that's no more joking about that. It's on a serious note today, and there's a couple of topics I want to talk about real quick on hurricane. Especially the millennials that have not experienced what a hurricane is. I lived through two hurricanes, Hurricane Andrew and Hurricane Wilma. A lot of people say, well, Hurricane Wilma wasn't that bad. But I'm going to tell you a couple of things. First, like 3 or 4 topics that I want to talk about. First, Zillow. Zillow does require a Wi-Fi connection. I'm sure you've seen postings on that. It does require Wi-Fi or cellular connection. So if you don't have cellular connections, you can't use it. So let's go to the next topic. Topics is insurance. Make sure if you own a home like I do, make sure you guys have your insurance papers handy. Make sure you have your the phone number handy so you can call immediately and file a claim, because there will be damage obviously in your house or your property or whatever. So make sure you have that number. The other thing is a couple of things that people are buying right now at Home Depot and they're forgetting. You guys are buying water, you guys are buying flashlights, you guys are buying gas and all this stuff. Don't forget that as soon as that hurricane hits, you're going to have damage to your property. So one of the things you should be buying is sheeting, okay? And I'm going to put a picture up there, plastic sheeting. Buy a lot of that stuff. Remember, if you don't need it, you can always take it back. They're a little bit expensive, but any type of hole that you might get on your roof, you want to cover that immediately, because you don't want water to start going into your house and the mold starts going on, and then next thing you know, you're replacing drywall and a whole bunch of stuff. This happened to me during Hurricane Wilma, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit of length, but I just wanted to get that. So plastic sheeting, make sure you guys buy that. Drywall screws, you can get galvanized screws so they don't rust out. Probably 3-inch screws you're going to need, and also 2x2s to secure the sheeting down to your decking. Okay, I'm not trying to scare everybody, but just talking on Wilma. Wilma was a Category 2, which is a very small hurricane, and you guys are saying, well, what's the big deal? Well, this is a Category 4 hurricane, and I suffered massive damage to my roof, and when I say roof, the shingles and the what's it called, the tar paper ripped right off of half of the roof of my house. So when that came off during the I was, by the way, in the eye, on the upper right hand corner of the eye, so I did get the brunt of that Category 2 winds. It ripped a hole. Basically half my roof came right off. Now you're saying, wow, what an exaggeration, the roof came off. Well, not the decking. The decking, first there's shingles, then you have your tar paper, and your tar paper is what's secured to your decking. Your decking is basically plywood, and after plywood, all you're going to get is basically your insulation and your ceiling, which is your drywall. So there's not a lot of stuff in between there. So if your shingles go and air gets underneath that tar paper rips. And when that tar paper rips, all that's exposed is your plywood. Now, water starts going through the cracks of the plywood and will eventually start filtering into your home. You will start noticing it through if you have recessed lighting, or if you have any type of lighting fixture, you'll start seeing water come out through those things. Now, I experienced all of this, and I can tell you, I was scared because I thought the roof came off completely. I didn't know it was just the tar paper. But water starts coming in, and it'll just start dripping all over your house. Everywhere, wherever that tar paper left, that water starts coming into your house. Now you start freaking out, even though you're like, okay, it's just a little water, no big deal. But trust me, with the sound of the force of the winds, the sound of things hitting the side of your house, a lot of things, and then water's coming in your house, you are gonna panic. Now, I didn't go crazy and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. Not that type of panic. but it was something that did scare me. So a category 5 or category 4, if you have shingles and you have an older roof, let's say 15, 20-year-old roof, your shingles and your tar paper are all brittle. So if the wind gets underneath that shingle, rips the shingle off, it'll rip the tar paper off, and your decking, which is your plywood, that if there's, let's say, a small leak, and you've had it there for years and you don't even know, that decking is rotted. It could have sections that's rotted. As soon as a piece of wind gets underneath that decking, that makes a hole on your roof. At 150, 140 miles an hour wind, if that wind gets underneath that decking is going to fly off. So that is the reason why, yes, I am a little stressed on it, because I experienced a category 2 and I saw the damage that happened to my house, which was approximately, between that and a bunch of other stuff, was about 120 grand worth of damage to my house. That's only a category 2. Now, we did get a direct hit. So I went through the eye and everything. It was a calm, like it was a beautiful, breezy, not even a windy day. And then when the other half came in, that finished everything off. Now, so just to recap, so if you have an older roof in your house, it's a flat roof or a shingled roof, or a paper roof, the shingle type, not the rock one. If you have like a rock or a concrete roof, chances are you don't have to worry too much about it. But think about that. It's not just the windows. The windows are basically boarded up, or you put your metal sheeting on it. That's only there to protect against something going through your window. So you don't have an open space inside your house, because if the wind gets inside your house, then that can lead into other issues. But the roof, you're not protecting the roof, and it's very hard for you to protect that roof. And if you have an older roof, you're protecting boards, you're protecting windows, you're protecting everything, but you can't protect that roof. So please make sure you guys, stay safe. Make sure you have your insurance papers handy. The phone number, call immediately, is to call your insurance company immediately, report the damages. And prior to that, go outside and take pictures of everything. Every detail. Take pictures of your car. And I don't mean a picture from far away. Take a picture where it frames the whole car, the side, the top, the back, the front, everywhere. Take a picture inside your house of your paintings, your dining room table, your fixtures. Yes, your fixtures, your crown molding. Take a picture of everything inside your house. I mean every single piece of furniture, every single piece of everything. Take a picture of it, because later on, for insurance, you're going to have evidence that existed inside your house. They can say, well, no, you brought that in, or that was already damaged prior to the hurricane, and they might say, you know what, we're not going to cover that. So make sure you guys take lots of pictures. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. Let's see what else. If you guys need ice, guys, tap water, just because we're bottled waters everywhere, that's not all you guys can drink. Fill up zip top bags, fill it with water, put them in the freezer, freeze them up, stick them in your freezer, your cooler. You can freeze that ice. That ice will eventually melt. You have water there. Any containers you have, throw out the milk, wash out the container of the milk, put water in there, put tap water in there. You can drink tap water, guys. You're not going to die. We're not in Detroit where the water's coming out with rust or anything like that. Drink the tap water. It's an emergency. When an emergency happens, you drink just about anything. That's why they sell filters. If you have a Brita filter, if you have a pitcher with a filter in it, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Fill it up and drink it. Don't go crazy looking for water. Like, oh my God, I need to go get water because it's the end of the earth. No, think about after the hurricane. After the hurricane, those are things that people forget. The sheeting. Get the sheeting. your insurance papers. Make sure you have pictures. Let your family know where you're going to be at. Have a safe spot in your house. It's either, I'm not even going to go through all that because I'm sure you guys know that and you guys can look it up on Google. You know, where's the best place to hide if an event happens in your house. You know, if possible, turn off after the power goes off in your house. Look for the breaker lights and turn all the breakers off. And the only reason I say that is if you start getting water filtration inside your house, you don't want electrical outlets to start filling out of water, or there's a puddle on the floor and there's an extension cord there. I know everybody has cell phones and the USB cables hanging on the floor, or maybe you have an extension and your power supply for your USB is on the floor. That starts getting wet. In case the power comes back on, you're going to get electrocuted. Is a chance. So just shut off your breakers after you dry everything off in your house. Then you can go ahead and turn your breakers back on, or turn a couple of breakers. Obviously, the night before the hurricane hits, turn on your AC, man. Turn it on full blast. Turn it on full blast. Cool your house down, because chances are you're not going to have any AC in your house for a long time. So cool that house up as much as you can. Stay safe. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any other things that I might have missed, make sure you guys put it on that comment field, okay? Make sure you share the video. Maybe somebody doesn't know, you know, what can go on in a hurricane. All right, guys. Talk to you guys very soon. My name is George Jett, and yes, I am going to ride out the hurricane in my house. And hopefully this is not my last video, but I am going to carry it out in my house. And yes, I am scared. I am definitely scared. I can tell you that right now, because I did experience 2 hurricanes, and one, Wilma, was in my own home, and it did get destroyed. And that was a category 2. So we're looking at a category 4. So guys, be safe.